if AI is so powerful, then why hasn't AI already taken over? Why hasn't AI already replaced millions of jobs? And I was reading an article talking about the real reason why AI hasn't just taken over, hasn't already replaced millions of jobs. And in this article, they was basically saying that the reason why it hasn't happened is because of political reasons. No CEO wants to be the first person to implement massive layoffs because there will be political consequences to this. And I don't really fully agree with that. I think it's actually something beyond politics. I actually think it's security. But anyway, Palantir, the CEO of Palantir, I think that's how you say the name of the company. They make software. I don't understand exactly what they do, but their CEO at one point said that they can increase their revenue by 10 times with AI and 3,600 employees. At the time, they had 4,100 employees. So he was basically saying they can cut jobs and increase their revenue dramatically, tenfold. So this article talks about the real reason why these companies won't do it is because they're concerned about the political backlash. I don't think it's that. I think it's security. By security, I mean, if you're going to replace, let's say a company's going to replace 50,000 employees, for example. 50,000, let's say they have 50,000 employees and they're going to eliminate, 40,000 jobs. So they're going to replace 40,000 workers with AI. They need more than just the infrastructure to help AI do the work of those 40,000 people and much, much more. AI can do that. The big problem will be security. How are they going to be able to remove those people from those positions, people who have good paying jobs, remove them and maintain security? Because a lot of those people might get pissed and actually revolt and actually try to damage company property. Now, of course, the company can say, hey, if you want your final check, you won't do A, B, and C, and they can also threaten to prosecute people. But if this happens on a massive scale, too many companies are doing this, then people are going to be convinced that they're not going to be able to find another job. And if that's the case, you're going to have a lot of people think I have nothing to lose anyway, so I'm going to burn this facility down to the ground. Now, that's a big extreme, but if we looked at a situation there was massive layoffs all at one time, that would be a major security problem. So I think it would be smarter for them to do it gradually. So like the frog boiling in a pot, just gradually replace people until they have their security situation to the point where they can protect the AI and the robots and all this stuff that's going to be replacing people. So I think that might be a big factor in there. I don't think they really care about the political backlash. I think they're more concerned about the physical concerns. I could be wrong. Maybe you guys share your thoughts on why it hasn't already happened, why AI hasn't already created a great deal of jobs being laid off. Well, we're seeing it in white collar jobs this year. Like hundreds of thousands of those jobs, or there's a lot of layoffs in the white collar fields this year. So you're seeing it, but it hasn't gotten to the point where people become hopeless and think, okay, I'm replaced and there's no other place for me in this world. Once that starts to happen, we're going to be looking at major civil unrest, really major civil disturbances. And that really would be an SHTF situation. Some people mention using universal basic income, but I don't see that really happening, because even the people with a whole lot of money, they're not going to set up a system where they give people basic income just for being alive. I mean, because then people can decide to breed and have more and more kids, and they don't ever have to worry about really supporting their kids. And the powers that be, they want us gone. That's the real reason why the middle class is disappearing. They want us gone. Middle class, working class, they want us gone. They're going to use AI to increase efficiency. They're going to use robots for part of their security infrastructure. That's not quite where it needs to be at yet, but they're going to have it. They're going to have drones. They got to wait till that technology gets really developed. And I do expect there's going to be some type of biological warfare or something. That's just what I'm expecting. I'm not predicting. I don't know for sure, but they're going to find some way to deal with the rest of us, or else there's going to be a major social conflict between the elites, and some people have a problem with me calling them the elites. You can call them the powers that be. You can call them whatever the heck you want to call them. The internet, the globalists, whatever the heck you want to call them. The people who really run the show, and everybody else. That's why you're seeing the middle class gradually disappear. Although it's starting to speed up a lot more. So those are my thoughts on why AI hasn't really taken over yet. But I think I think it's going to increase gradually, and it's going to increase at a higher speed, especially when they start to get the robots and the security situation planned. Once they get it so that they can prevent humans from burning down the factories or whatever, destroying the computers, game over. But I think as that happens, they're going to have some people. There are going to be some plans. So I don't know for sure, but I just think that either there's going to be some plan to deal with the rest of the population, or there's going to be a massive conflict. You guys share your thoughts. I just want to put that out there. How long do you think it's going to take for AI to get to the point where there's super massive layoffs, where it's noticeable and people become, the spirit creeps in? I think if they have universal basic income and we just have robots working for the 8 billion people on this planet, if we're going to go that route, we're going to need more planets. Maybe we can colonize some moons, Jupiter and Saturn, but most of them don't have atmospheres, really. I mean, there's Titan, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to go there. I think that the powers that be have plans, and we're not in it. We're not in those plans. Anyway, guys, share your thoughts.